Who dares to stop? Meghan put royal family in danger to threat Harry with another unwanted book. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, previously disregarded the importance of titles within the royal family. Meghan and Harry's children currently do not have titles and are named Archie Harrison Mountbatten-Windsor and Lilibet Diana Mountbatten-Windsor, with no decision on their titles since Charles became king. Mr. Sean claims Meghan had a change of heart seeing how useful titles were for both Princess Eugenie and her sister Princess Beatrice. The Duchess is now determined to cling on to them. Harry thinks his wife Meghan can rule the world. He has yet to realise that she is a greedy and scheming woman. His family has tried to work with her, and her family has nothing to say about her. That's positive. It all seems like she's trying to piss up a rope. And now the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are very worried about King Charles stripping them of their Sussex title if they misbehave. King Charles III, who wants to diffuse the tension between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family, has reportedly made various threats to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, warning they will find themselves ostracised if significant damage is done to the royal family. First of all, I don't think their children will get titles if they go ahead and slander the royal family. The children are now pawns for Meghan that she can use to inflict emotional pain on the royal family and use them as punishing leverage. That's why I hope like hell Harry gets the kids away from her and back to England. That would be the best outcome for them emotionally and psychologically, instead of growing up in a toxic isolation with a narcissistic parent. The Duke of Sussex's book, which is titled Spare and due out on January the 10th, is a very unwelcome late Christmas present for the royal family. The Duke will not spare us his anger, his ire and his resentment over the way he and Meghan Markle were treated. I mean, he will not spare us his anger, his ire and his resentment that he feels that his wife was unfairly treated, was maligned in some way, which caused them to leave this country, and he believes that he knows who caused it all. Apparently the publisher Penguin Random House has paid an enormous sum of $17 million US. It must be the greatest advance ever. Publishers Penguin Random House will be expecting a bit of a bang for their buck. So if Harry pulls his punches, I think they'll become a laughingstock because people will say it, they'll buy it and they'll say, well, here's the sandwich, where's the meat? Meanwhile, Meghan Markle might come out with a new book after Prince Harry Memoir releases in January next year, a royal expert claimed. Royal expert Neil Sean said Meghan Markle might come out with a new book based on a podcast, Archetypes. The book would include full-length interviews from the podcast, he said. Her podcast, as we know, started off pretty well because it was curiosity. A few weeks in, we're now really bored because it's just lecturing you at a time really when we've got no money. We want to have more fun, and more importantly, do we really care about many of the topics? That's the bottom line, Neil Sean said. She's about to translate a podcast into a potential book. The deal behind this is that apparently you only have a limited time in the podcast to get the story over that you want. There's a far more in-depth chat going on that's not actually broadcast. The royal expert, however, said that if the deal takes place for a book, it would not be very big. Perhaps it's part of the 3-book deal that she signed with Penguin Random House.